T-ring or similar movement rotor system for tail rotor. 4-cylinder engine. The Robinson Company is the largest civil non-military helicopter producer in the world. If you wanted to approach the helicopter, this would be one of the few choices you would have. This aircraft is flown by Lee Newman and Jim Hagee out of Brandywine Airport.
Jim Hagee. As we spoke earlier, the helicopter is limited in forward flight to somewhere around 200 knots because of the phenomenon of retreating blade stall. Now we can get around that by utilizing counter-rotating main rotor systems, whether it's the CH-47 tandem rotor design or whether it's the Cayman overlapping rotor design. If we have two main rotor systems counteracting the torque of one another, it is theoretically possible to go faster than that 200 or so knots. In fact, conventional helicopters have flown, I think, around 320 knots by using that principle. But then we start to get out to a point where it's kind of impractical to build the thing. The answer to all this, of course, is the V-22 Osprey that you see parked up on the QVC field, which can hover like a helicopter but yet transition to forward flight like an airplane. Remember that an airplane uses the airfoils. You know those airfoils you learned about in 5th grade science class to create an asymmetry of lift, meaning a low pressure area on top, high pressure area on the bottom because the air is going to travel further over the top. And that's what creates the lift on an airplane. In a rotorcraft, we're actually using, well, I should say a helicopter. We're using the lift provided by that rotor system, digging into the air mass and accelerating it downward to pull us up. Right now we see a Hughes 500. This is being flown by Captain Fred Davis, and we have to give Fred Davis his due here. Fred has been doing the helicopter rides and ushering people on board these things in the hot sun for the last 14 years. So please, everyone, acknowledge Fred for all the work he's done for Rotorfest. Yay,
just like Fred, most of the people here are doing this free of charge. They're volunteering. Our Civil Air Patrol, our many volunteers in the Red Vests. We couldn't do this without volunteer help. This is a money-making operation for the museum, but we're doing this to be able to continue. It's not something that really puts bucks in anyone's pocket. The Hughes 500 is doing a series of maneuvers. He's hovering right now. We would consider that probably within ground effect because he's within the length of one total rotor system diameter. As he gets higher than that, it's going to take much more power. We call that out-of-ground effect. It's where we lose that cushion, and he's actually experiencing wingtip vortices where he's accelerating air downward. It's going out to the side, coming back to the rotor system, and kind of getting in a vicious cycle, which takes a lot of energy. Ladies and gentlemen, put a big hand for Fred, who's been doing this thing for 14 years. Fred Davis.
Yay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's my sincere hope that noise from the QVC ball fields as stage 53 starting to spool up.
taking the mic for a walk. Oh yeah.
Yes, to your right, ladies and gentlemen, there's a 53 in the field. You can see the 7-bladed main rotor head spinning. It's got a canted tail rotor, which actually provides some component of lift, increase the center of gravity somewhat. Not to be prejudicial, but this is the aircraft.
Holy shit.
Sliding to the right, gear down. Again, not to be prejudiced, but this is probably the most capable aircraft in the world. This is powered by 3, as I recall, General Electric engines, 4,380 shaft horsepower each. I think they've been upgraded a bit now. Our Marine friend tell us. 7-bladed main rotor system. Incredible lift. This is actually an advent of the old 2-engine 53 model, 53 series. The engineers at Sikorsky actually got a lot more lift from simply extending the rotor blades out 2 feet by rotor extenders. We're keeping them out to that end because the downwash from the aircraft will actually blow over aircraft and vehicles. Notice the coning of the rotor blades. If you look at that rotor system, you can see that there's kind of a triangular effect where the outer blades are tilted up and then tilting down. All helicopters, when they're flying and really pulling the load, are going to cone to some degree. When they're at rest, they'll actually be tilted down. The weight of the blades themselves, as the blades start spinning, centrifugal effect will cause them to go rigidly outward. And as a load is placed on the aircraft, you'll start to see the aircraft blades come up.
It has great sounds.
Very capable main rotor system. That's to counteract the incredible torque of the 3-jet engines.
Really banking.
I think that's about a 60-degree angle of bank. Most helicopters are limited to 30 degrees angle of bank. The big thing you see in the front, you may have heard the crew say, is a refueling probe that allows the aircraft to engage in in-flight refueling. You suck the gear. Zoom climb. Again, 60-degree angle of bank. Takes an incredible amount of power to do a 60-degree angle back and maintain level flight. The probe on the front will extend another 10 feet out beyond the rotor system. If the aircraft were refueling behind the C-130, that would give them a little more distance. It's limited to 150 knots. It can actually fly faster. The Sikorsky, I recall, limited us to that airspeed for component life. An amazingly beautiful aircraft.
Good look. Here comes again. Good look. Here comes good look.
This is a real treat. They've been looking for one of these aircraft at Rotorfest for years. This is called a quick stop where the pilots are rotating about the tail rotor, using that huge disc area to stop very quickly. There's that unmistakable CH-53 profile. Looks like an airborne tractor, I always thought. 7 main rotor blades. Sikorsky added 1 main rotor blade to the 6-bladed CH-53 AD series to harness that incredible energy and produce a little more lift. There's a test drive that's not the test drive out of the mission.
Oh, there's the guy on the mic. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought he was in one of the buildings.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, nothing like the CH-53. You see that black exhaust fumes being channeled down. that huge profile, that huge system. What an aircraft. Powered by 3 gas turbine engines. These are jet engines. Now we spoke earlier that what happens when an aircraft's engines fail, that is, they enter an auto rotation. It's healthy to point out that the heavier the aircraft, the faster they auto rotate. And an aircraft like this can come out of the sky pretty quick in a simulated auto rotation. I do recall transitioning crews from D models to E models, and there was quite a difference. I think we went from 3,500 feet per minute in auto rotation practice to as high as 4,300 feet per minute. It kind of auto rotated like a refrigerator. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our 53 will be coming back into land. This takes care of the last iteration of the day. We hope you'll be back tomorrow if you can fit it in. On behalf of all the volunteers, the Civil Air Patrol, the museum, David Schultz Air Shows, we thank you for your attendance. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. I'm Dave Russell, I'm your narrator. Hope I've done you justice, and we sure do thank you for being here. On behalf of everyone involved, thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Y'all can see that oil line, right?
Yeah.